So in this video, we're going to be talking about Brexit again. This might be the last Brexit video I do for a bit. This is about fishing and CETA specifically, and I found this really great clip on Twitter, which basically talks about the state of fishing. So we'll watch this. It's quite a long clip, but everything I said in it is pretty important. So let's go.
Inshore fishermen like John Brown ply their trade within 12 nautical miles of the coast. They feel the negotiations have prioritised quotas and access to waters and sidelined their concerns.
We need to get access to our markets in Europe, definitely.
If the access is blocked, what would that mean for you?
The fishing's that bad at the moment anyway with the prices. The prices are terrible. The tariffs would end up coming out of the boats as everyone else does. So it would make it impossible. It's nearly impossible as it is.
We were told Brexit would be a sea of opportunity.
Seemingly, aye. We'll wait and see.
Do you believe it will be for you?
I don't know. Hopefully, but I can't see it.
The EU has made access to the UK's fishing grounds a precondition for a free trade agreement. The standoff remains a major block to reaching a deal.
Boats like these make up around 3/4 of the Scottish fleet, but questions over access to markets and potential increases in costs means the future for many is looking uncertain.
So a key point here is, even if, say, we renege on the quotas that were sold off by British fishermen, right? The EU won't give us access to the markets. EU markets are going to be 10. I think it's between 0 and 25%. These fishermen seem to be fearing a 10% tariff, and what they're saying is fishing is already bad as is. A 10% tariff would kill them. That puts their prices up by 10% minimum, because then you've got extra transport costs and extra paperwork costs, and I don't know how much that would cost. You could say maybe that adds another 5% on. Who knows? You need to get it all certified as well, and that's going to cost money. The longer it takes to transport, the more cold storage it needs, other problems like that. So if we keep watching on,
The promised benefits of Brexit feel a long way from here.
Tommy Finn has fished for crabs and lobsters all his working life. He fears any tariffs could spell the end for an industry providing a vital source of employment for the community.
It's not viable as it is just now, so it's just going to be a total disaster if you add on 10% tariffs.
Would that be the end for you?
It'd be the end for nearly all the boats. There's nobody disposes of income locally like fishermen do. It would have a huge effect on the economy of the town.
so what he's saying is really important, because if a lot of these fishermen en masse are made unemployed, this is a lot of them. This is their lives. This is all they know is fishing, right? So you can get mass unemployment of people that had skilled workers who are now don't have a job that's relevant. And if they can't get work, what that means is those fishermen that do have disposable income, or even just any normal spending, that's going to destroy this town, because what that means is there's going to be less people going into supermarkets spending as much money, going into butchers and other shops, and what that will do is that will decimate the town. It's a massive domino effect, basically. And unless the government step in here and actually give this town a lot of funding, which I doubt it will, means that this town's local economy is going to be decimated. You're talking about that. They talk about in a bit the heritage and the lifeblood of this area, these people. It's more than just work. It's about pride. Pride in what you do. These are generational fishermen and women here. So if we keep going,
I did support Brexit because we couldn't really be any worse off than we were.
Would you
so they did it because their situation is just awful.
vote differently now?
Ask me on the 2nd of January. There's too much unknowns as it stands just now. It could still be the opportunities that we're looking for. It's looking less likely, but we've got to hope.
Along the coast in Tarbert, any hope appears in short supply.
So this is live hand-dived king scallops. They were caught in Lochfine yesterday, and we'll sell them to customers in the UK and into France tomorrow morning. 50 to
You got to remember, this place I think is in Scotland, and so that's got to travel quite far just to get to France. And these are going to be fresh, and so the more time it takes to get them there, the more expensive it's going to be. Not just in terms of getting the certifications, but also the cost in transporting live produce, and also the extra shipping costs.
60% of our sales are sold to the EU.
Processors fear if the French are not happy with any deal, they will blockade ports and halt UK exports.
I can't see any way of surviving if we're stopped from exporting into the EU. It's a vital market for us and other businesses around us as well.
If fishing was to disappear, what would that do to somewhere like Tarbert?
It's hard to say in words without getting emotional about it, but Tarbert was built in fishing. Fishing heritage has been in my family for generations. The local economy, if it didn't have fishing, they would only have tourism at the end of the day, and who wants to come to a place that's not got any heritage?
And do you think it could disappear?
It's already been declining. With the challenges we're facing, within the next 5 years, you could be looking at no fishing community here in Tarbert.
Both sides
What a
have
tragedy
said
that
they're
would be.
willing to walk away if
What a tragedy that would be. This whole town losing an industry, essentially. And this isn't the EU's fault. This is down to the UK. I've just checked out this website as well, SB Fish, where they sell fish. You can buy it. I'm not sure what the does it deliver or what happens here, but they are a professional outlet, and they said for the first time in 27 years of business they're trying to sell boats. We have been lied to, and the new export laws are simply too expensive to operate. And so here you have a business that's actively selling boats because they know that they're not going to be able to use them properly, because regardless of what happens, we'll go through the two scenarios. One is we get a deal. There may be tariffs on fish, but there's still going to be extra transport costs and things like that because of border checks, so that makes their prices go up automatically. We still have access to the same fish we do now, so there's no real benefit. It's just extra costs. The second scenario is we jack the fish. We take back the fishing quotas. We either pay off EU fishermen or we don't. And then you've got all these fishermen who have access to all this fish, but no one's really going to buy it. We eat a lot of fish in this country, but there's a lot being exported for a reason. I think we're a beef country, I think, and we seem to be looking for beef everywhere we go. But it's clearly the fishing thing is not working out here. And if we look at this, foreign companies own the rights to catch more than 130,000 tons of fish. They have the right, because they bought the quotas. More than £160 million worth of English quotas in the hands of vessels owned by companies based in Iceland, Spain and the Netherlands, thanks to a practice known as quota hopping. This is something we've talked about before, but basically instead of British fishermen taking their right to fish in our waters, what they do is they sell off the quotas, so it's just instant cash in the bank. It's instant money in the bank, and then these EU fishermen benefit because now they have access to more fish. And that's the way it works. This was a decision made by British fishermen, some of them at least. And so what we can see from this video is it will be absolutely decimated by tariffs and all the extra costs. Deal or no deal, it's a lose-lose for fishermen and women, fisher people, however you want to say it. So EU tariffs on fish, so according to the government, they range from 0% for some fresh products to 25% for highly processed products. So the more processing they do in this country means the more stable the fish is going to be, but that means the cost will go up as well. And the less processing you do, the less likely, the less the tariffs seem to be, depending on the fish. But then the more quicker you got to get it through the border, and the more expensive that might be. And so we talk about that. We talk about the problems with getting a CETA style deal. So this sets, I think they're talking about the CETA deal here. This always sets the EU's teeth on edge. I think I'm missing a tweet here, but on George Eustace's on Andrew Marr, George Eustace said, only asking for trade like the EU has with Canada, but Brussels repeats the UK is asking for far more tariff plus quota free access. So there are still quotas with the Canada deal, and this took a long time to negotiate. And there were a lot of problems, a lot of winners and losers when it came to the CETA deal. So we're asking for more tariff and quota-free access to the single market. Cabotage, I don't know what that is. Police plus judicial cooperation and access to EU databases. So we're asking for far more than Canada has. And not to mention, we're not offering a level playing field as well. So that means if we get this deal, we can just start cutting standards and it gives us a massive competitive edge. And this is one of the reasons why a CETA deal just has not worked. And this is something people need to understand. It's not the EU's fault they haven't given us a CETA deal. It takes a lot of time and negotiations. If we went here from the start 4 years ago and said we wanted a CETA deal, then it would have been much more likely we could have gotten one. But we chose to dilly-dally, mess around and find out. And we go to our final tweet, which is save 350 million a week for the NHS or set fire to £203 billion in just a few years. Just shy of the UK's combined contribution to the EU for 47 years. How much more will be wasted? So this is how much the expected cost of Brexit will be at the end of 2020, because you've got all the extra border checks, the divorce bill and all that stuff. And that's our total budget contribution. So, where are these benefits of Brexit? Because CETA, the deal's not happening. Fishermen have been screwed. The only benefit is blue passports, which is something we could have had already. So, where are these benefits of, Brexit? I'm yet to see this. The only thing they've got is immigration. But, when this country goes into economic decline, not as many people are going to want to come here. So, well done. Well done to you guys. And also for those racists out there, we're going to lose access to the Dublin Agreement. So if any, refugees/migrants do come here from France, we can't legally take them back because we won't have access to the Dublin Agreement. So, for all those racists who think, we can start controlling borders and stuff, no, because we're gonna end up breaking international law if we do stupid stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.